Writing is actually going to work for my scary story that I wrote. It's actually kind of graphic, so it's not for the faint of heart. So if you're a young kid, then what are you doing here? Go watch something else on YouTube. That's bad for you. No, I'm kidding. YouTube isn't bad. I wrote a story and I'd like to share it with you. I hope you like it. Okay, here it goes. A scientist, a Mr. Philip Burgess, came to our school one evening. He was also an explorer, an inventor who had traveled to several different places around the world. He was a very well-respected and intelligent man in the science field. Many admired him, including myself. I had read several of his books and had attended a couple of his brilliant lectures. He arrived at my school with his newest invention. He assured the audience that he'd tested it several times. It's sort of like a printer mixed with a computer, he said. It will clone anyone by making you into a 3D figure. He paused. Similar to a cartoon version of yourself. But it's more like the characters from the Sims computer games. I assure you, you won't feel a thing as the scanner scans you, except for a bit of a tingling sensation over your body. He paused again. Some of us mumbled amongst ourselves. He suddenly stepped onto a platform, typed in a code, and soon a very similar image of himself appeared on the screen. "Hello there, everyone," the image said, without the scientist saying a word. My jaw dropped. "He said exactly what I was thinking," Mr. Burgess explained, grinning. A computerized replica of myself. Many hands shot up into the air excitedly for questions. Myself included. I was stunned. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. "Now, who would like to try it, Mr. Burgess asked. More hands shot quickly into the air. "The image will say what you're thinking. No need to speak," he stated. I watched several students waiting in line to try this cool invention. Mr. Burgess had called on 30 students. All of them worked successfully as they obeyed the scientist's instructions. But then Mr. Burgess called on 15 more students to try it out. The first 14 went well, and everything was fine. But a few seconds after the 15th student, Alex, stepped onto the platform, and after he had the computer take his fingerprints, something unusual happened. The entire big machine shook. Alex turned to ask the scientist what was happening, but before he could say one word, he was already being scanned. His entire body. The tube enclosed itself around him, and then a few seconds later, Alex completely vanished. I gasped. "Turn it off! Turn it off!" one of the teachers cried out. A panicking Mr. Burgess was desperately typing in numbers onto the computer or a code of some sort. I couldn't see exactly what he was typing. He looked quite nervous and afraid. I can't, and I'm pressing the off switch," he exclaimed. The entire bulky machine made a humming sound and started shaking again, but more violently. Soon, a couple minutes later, we saw an image of Alex on the projector computer screen. Some of us threw up, some of us fainted, some cried, others screamed. Something had gone terribly wrong, but too much damage had been done. Now, Alex looked different from his normal self. Instead of skin covering his entire body, there was only bone. And Alex opened his mouth and screamed that sounded more like a screech. To this day, I cannot get that sound out of my head. It has been 5 years now, and to everyone's horror, he is still trapped inside of the computer machine. Well, I hope you liked it. It was kind of more as a sci-fi one. I hope you liked it. Have an awesome day.